Are you excited? I am excited. Today we're going to be working on a special, kind of a pop surrealism or just kind of a surrealistic piece, just a little bit different. Here's some of the ones that I just did, and this one we're going to be doing without the cat. I do have one more cat one with some other creatures coming, but this one is the jaybird, the ladybugs, the snail, and there's also a butterfly in this piece. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I welcome all comments if you love these art fun videos. Gold leaves and vines. I like both looks. I think it's just personal taste, but with the gold background, like here on the blue serpent or the blue dragon, it just, I love it. I love it so much. So I will be going back to doing some full gold backgrounds too, but I love having the different variety, the different tastes, the different looks. This kind of has a little bit more like an Art Deco, Art Nouveau look. So I really wanted to do a few of these, and I also wanted to do a few more horizontal than lateral because I've been doing so many of them lateral. So I decided to do some horizontal pieces for anyone who's looking for pieces that actually lay that way. If you love this kind of artwork, please feel free to visit the description section below. I do have links to different platforms that you can just pick the platform that you're the most comfortable with, and you can see what I have listed there. I try to have the art up, but sometimes the videos are up before the art. And if the video's been out for a little while and you can't find the piece, it is probably sold. For this one though, I am just really spending some time doing the details on the gold leaves first. I did decide to do just little round berries or a berry look with some little gold, and I do really love this. So on the next one, that's going to have a cat, and that one will also have this berry effect, and I'm probably going to do the cat with the jaybird. I will also have some more ravens coming, but I kind of felt like I had enough when I was doing this one. I had enough in the store, different platforms of ravens. So I don't know, it's sometimes I just get in the mood to do specific birds or specific pieces, and I just spend my time doing those. I felt like the jaybird was a lot of fun to do, mostly because I got to practice details and feathers and getting kind of a feather look, and I kind of just really enjoyed that. It was fun too for me because as much as like, okay, I know how I want this to look, and I won't know how I want it to feel, and he's kind of like a little young jaybird with his little feathers poking straight up in the air. I decided to go watch some videos the other night of other artists and how they're doing different fur effects and things like that, but it was kind of like, yeah, okay, that's I just really love people, just like making people or watching people make stuff. I just think it's terribly fun, and I hope that you do too. I love feedback. If you want to leave feedback down in the comment section about what you think of this piece, or in general the surreal pieces with the gold fun effects. Now with the snail piece, I actually used the texture of the brush and brushed the direction that the tissue of the shell was going. Do you call it tissue? I think you kind of call it tissue, but I'm going to call it tissue. And that really helped in this particular piece kind of keep things realistic looking, and you don't necessarily have to do that, but for some reason, and with this brush and with this piece, it really worked really well. I am using a straight edge flat brush during a lot of the piece, and then I have a pointy regular very detail round small brush, as you can see here, and I'm kind of just going back and forth in between the brushes as I need to do so. Most of the snail this time was done with the smaller pointy round brush. I wish I knew what size this was, but it does not tell me on the brush. It's probably a 2. I'm totally guessing. Either way, you fall in love with the different brushes that you actually like to use. So that's what I recommend. And I just recommend you find the brushes that are really great. And once in a while, go outside your comfort zone and try other brushes or other recommendations of brushes, because sometimes you come across like just a happy little coincidence and find something that you think is that much more fantastic. I know with oil paints, I love the filbert brushes, and I just don't have any small filberts for the size of work, so I'm just as great using the flat edge straight in. Now these ladybugs are very special little ladybugs. I did decide to do glass ladybugs, and when I was staying up very late at night, laying in bed, thinking about the ladybugs, because that's what I do when I can't sleep, I didn't know exactly what color I wanted to do the glass. And I knew I wanted them to look glass and very jeweled. So, and I'm also kind of showing you the real speed in which I was just working there before I speed it back up again. The green seemed like the best option. I felt like it would go really amazing with the blue and the red. And I am very happy with my decision, even though it took me quite a bit of work to get it to pop off the gold enough. Like, I felt like it was blending in with the gold a little bit more than what I intended. And I'm like, no, I want it. Like, you kind of have to step back from your art and look at stuff. And I'm like, I just want it to come off of the gold leaves a little bit more. It's amazing on the back of the blue jay. On the back of the blue jay, I love it. I think that little beetle was very easy to get the light going through the glass, to get the light of the green or from the green. You'll see it in a second. When I'm doing the glass beetle on the back of the jay, I'm able to take the dark feathers there and have that green light reflecting through the glass ladybug. And because of the gold, I was like, I'm not gonna get that same effect, and I just wasn't gonna get that same reflection effect. That's why I took some of the glass ladybug that's underneath the snail, and I had it reflect upwards onto the snail, and you'll see a slight green reflection I'll put in the front feathers of the jaybird, and just really tie the pieces in. But I do have to say that ladybug on the back of the jaybird, that's my favorite ladybug. I really love it. And I did come back and highlight some more shine, some more wet on the snail. And I was thinking about doing a ladybug close to or on the snail, but it's already on the jaybird. And I'm glad that I didn't, but I could have I love special effects, and I think it would have been fun to have a little green reflecting more off of the top of the snail versus just the snail's face when I'm done. And you'll see that. I don't think I did it yet, but you'll see I'll go back and I'll put a little bit more green on that snail's face where he's reaching down and taking a good little look at the ladybug. I really, really love how this piece actually came out. And as you can see, like, even when I go back and I'm doing my more layers on the gold, I did also with this piece have quite a bit of red touch up. It's hard to see here, but the white drawing, I don't really want to call it a pencil, but that I was using to see my design, I'm erasing some of it here, but it's just, I could still see it. And I have to be careful when I go in with other layers of red, because that red will get darker and darker, and I didn't want it to look blotchy. I love it on some of my pieces. I did do a very thick and textured red, but on these 3, I want it to look much more smooth, so I kept having to go over it to get rid of the little white marks that just weren't, like, I could see them, and it's probably like not a big deal. You probably couldn't see them, but you know how I'm kind of just like a little kind of perfectionist with that kind of thing. I just really wanted the background to be this nice soft red, almost a matte red, but not too textured, not too, I just wanted it in the background. I didn't want it to really stand out. Like in some of the snake paintings and in my heron painting, it definitely is much more of a textured red. And I think it works great for those. But for these, I think it was important to keep the focus completely on my ladybugs. And here I am. This is the actual speed, closer to the speeds in which I'm painting. It would be such a long video if I just did the speed. So I hope you don't mind the time lapse. I love watching time lapse art videos because it's really cool for me to experience, like when the artist goes back and corrects something or finishes something or adds something more. It's the thing I really like about the acrylics is the malleability of being able to manipulate the medium and get it to, like if I had to, I could go over it and go over it, go over it. I think this looks absolutely fantastic. I'm really, really super happy with the piece. Please, again, leave in the comments below, what would you like to see painted, or are you loving these pop surreal pieces? Here's a close-up of, again, that glowing glass ladybug on the back of the jaybird, a blue butterfly. We got a friendly little snail here checking out the green ladybug below. I think it's really just a fun, special piece. And I have been really enjoying doing the dragons, but I'm going to not do any more dragons until probably I sell one, and then I'll do some more dragons probably to replace the ones that sell. And this is the difference between the red background versus gold, then red. I'm just having so much fun with these colors. I hope you really enjoy these pieces. I want you to have an amazing week and join me again soon. I have another video coming.